Hi everyone, I am Father J. Boy Gonzalez. I'm a Jesuit priest and the director of the Ignatian Spirituality and Formation Office of the Ateneo de Davao University. The prayer that we will use is called a preparatory prayer. It is taken from the spiritual exercises of Saint Ignatius of Loyola. Jesuits usually use this prayer to begin classes, meetings, spiritual activities, and events. It says that whatever we do should begin and end through God. And that is exactly what we want and hope for in this activity. May I ask the Catholics to mark themselves with the sign of the cross, while the others might put themselves in their own proper disposition. And so, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, Amen. Dear Lord, we ask you to help orient all our actions by your holy inspirations. Carry them out by your gracious assistance, that every prayer and work of ours may always begin from you and through you be happily ended. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, Amen. Enjoy this event.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, elas ng sigahanan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mo pagaw, ay hinagang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iingin, ang bituin at araw niya, kailan pang ay di magtitingin, luman ang araw ng buwan, ating pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang higaya ng pagkay mga aking, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Hello, good afternoon to everyone, and welcome to the hard work and the hard work of a teacher. It is exciting because we'll be talking about the profession and also the vocation of those who are teaching. But first of all, let's welcome my co-host, Miss Jenny Amaneo, and she's in charge of campus ministry in the Ateneo Grade School. So, Jenny, hi,
Hi,
Jenny.
Father!
Gulo-gulo na
I'm
buhok ko,
okay. Yes, gulong-gulo na. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon, Father. It's an honor to be with you for this
Nax.
hosting. Nax naman. And good afternoon to our Facebook Live, no? And YouTube Live viewers. And I am happy to be here with all of you in this hard work and hard work of teaching.
Yes, tama ka. We would like to acknowledge all of you here who are watching us on Facebook and YouTube. Hopefully, you can also put in comments. Yes, maybe. Meron ka agad. Grabe, ang bilis ha. To Ma'am Virgilia Catiero. Good afternoon, and they are watching from, wow, Sirawan National High School.
Yeah,
Ang galing naman ha. Ang dami nating audience, not just from Ateneo de Davao, but because even outside of Ateneo de Davao. Why? Because teaching is for everyone, di ba? Naalala ko mga teachers ko sa Bicol pa eh.
Correct, Father. So it's good to be here, Father, no, to listen to the experiences of our teachers, how their teaching vocation helped them, no, and most especially in this time of pandemic, how they were able to overcome the different challenges that they encounter. So excited ako, Father, makinig sa kanilang mga experiences. What about you, Father J-Boy?
Siyempre naman kasi teacher din naman ako, parang ikaw din.
Yes.
Parang makikipagkwentuhan lang na tayo sa kapwa nating teachers, di ba? And you know guys, ang kwento ng bawat teacher ay magkakaiba. Nakakatuwa. Para makikita mo, bakit gusto nilang magturo na, siyempre alam naman natin, hindi naman kaya man-yamanan ang marami sa mga teachers, di ba? Hindi ka naman yayaman talaga. Pero bakit sila tumatagal? Di ba?
Exactly.
Tumatagal sa pagtuturo. What keeps them? Is it finances or is it something else? And we will hear this from our guest today. Pakilala na natin.
Yes, pakilala natin, Father. By the way, Father, anong snacks nagdala mo dyan ngayon?
Tubig
What
ako
do you
ngayon,
have there?
tubig.
Ay, same
Tubig.
here with tubig tayo. Lukewarm water for our throat. All right, later
Siyempre
on, we will
kasi
be asking.
dapat healthy tayo, healthy. Pero kakakain ko lang.
Correct.
Siyempre,
Sige, Father.
huwag natin kakalimutan na importante ang pagkain sa mga guro, di ba? Dapat hindi kayo
Correct.
magutom habang kayo nagtuturo.
We have to be physically fit so that we would be able
Yes.
to give our strength and inspiration to our pupils and to the teachers, for the administrators, to the teachers that they are accompanying. So, Father, without much further ado, let us introduce now our guests for this afternoon. Let's begin with this grade 1 teacher. And she has been in Ateneo for 24 years. Imagine that. Nakatiis sa
24
Ateneo.
years,
meaning to
kalahati
say,
ng
24 years.
kalahati lang
Kalahati
yan
ng
ng,
buhay.
ng edad ko ah.
Alright. And also, Father, and our live audience, she is also an administrator for 9 years. So 24 years, 9 years yan, administrator siya. And now, very interesting, she is currently handling grade 1 pupils. And that's very exciting with the online platform. Friends, let's welcome Teacher Ivy Amabel S. de la Cruz. Let us give her a virtual applause. Teacher Ivy, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Jenny and Father J-Boy. I'm inspired and excited to be here.
Wow,
Inspired talaga.
Inspired.
Eh,
Excited.
nakaka-inspire yung mga yung mga nasa likod mo, lahat ng mga libro yata yan, di ba?
Libro.
No, Father, those are
Father.
picture frames.
Picture frames ba?
Yan. Yung libro nandun pa sa taas.
Ay,
Talaga.
Okay. And let's meet our second guest, Father J-Boy. We have here a parent from the Ateneo de Davao University kasi meron siyang anak sa grade school and sa high school and sa college, I think, no? And she is the school head of Sirawan National High School. Kaya meron tayong mga live audience din from Sirawan National High School to give their full support to Ma'am Marites Buyan Chan, PhD. Let us give her a round of applause. Ma'am Tess, welcome.
Yes,
Hi,
ma'am. Good
Tess.
afternoon. It's my pleasure to have this opportunity, and thank you.
Wow, it's our pleasure also, Ma'am, that you grace us with your presence this afternoon. Father J.
Correct. Di ba? Kahapon, alam mo ba kahapon, nung tayo with
Rehearsal.
Ma'am Tess, oo. Alam niyo ba na nag-i-inspect pa siya? Di ba you supervising, you were in another school, right?
Yeah, I work with
Yes.
my supervisor. We went to different schools just to monitor the ESP and MAPI teachers. So I
Yes.
was with you. I think anong oras ngayon, Father?
Mga
10
one.
o'clock.
Ano oras ba tawag?
Morning.
Mga 10 o'clock morning.
10 o'clock.
Yes.
So I hop in different schools, looking for signal just to be with the group, with the team.
Thank you so
O,
much,
di ba?
Ma'am Tess.
Nakaka-inspire. No? Thank you very much for
Correct.
doing that and for your effort to be with
Yeah.
us, di ba?
And it's my honor.
Ako na?
Yes, it's your turn, Father, to introduce our next guest.
Okay, I will introduce. Siyempre, meron pa tayo isa pang teacher, di ba?
Another
She's a
teacher.
grade 6 science teacher, Nax. I love science teachers. masarap kaya pag-usapan kapag science, di ba? And she has been in the Ateneo for 20 years already. So I'm very much privileged to introduce to you our guest, Maria Nelfa P. Bermudez. Hi, Nelfa. Hi, Teacher
Hi,
Nelfa.
Father. Good
Kumusta,
afternoon,
ha?
everyone. It's
How
very,
are
very.
you today?
I am very much fine, no, and very excited, no, with this TV episode we're going to have this afternoon.
Yes, marami kang ikikwento sa amin, di ba, Teacher Nelfa?
Yes.
Yes, definitely, Father. For 20 years ba naman?
20 years pa daw, dami nating experiences, di ba?
Yes po.
Excited akong ipakilala din ang aking kapatid po. Yes po, kapatid ko po sa aking bokasyon bilang Jesuit. Kasi hindi lang siya aking kasama dahil Jesuit, siya po ay isa sa pinakamalapit na kaibigan ko po sa Society of Jesus. Kaya dalawa kami na pwede mag-share tungkol sa aming religious vocation at kasama ko din po siya na nagturo sa Xavier University High School. So talagang teacher na teacher po itong susunod natin. Pero hindi lang yan. Wala siya dito sa Pilipinas. He is missioned in East Timor and he is the socius. Ano yung socius ng regional ng Society of Jesus? Well, ang socius lang naman ay second in line from the bossing of the Jesuits in East Timor. O, di ba? Talagang diba? Pwede ba mag-standing ovation, di ba? And not just that, he has been a delegate of formation and joined the Jesuits in 1995. He was ordained a priest in 2006 and he has been in East Timor in 2011 and until the present, he has been teaching. Alam natin, di ba, he is teaching currently English literature. Kaya pwede mong sabihin sa kanya, sige nga, recite ka nga ng Shakespeare. You go, out, brief candle. Life is but a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage. And then is heard no more. Mga ganyan. Ganyan. So, hindi natin patatagalin pa. Father Lester Maramara of the Society of Jesus. Hi, Chong.
To be or not to be,
Maybe.
whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer
Yeah, what is the
split
question?
arrow of outrageous Buenas tardes. That's good afternoon from Timor. Greetings from East Timor. Thank you for inviting me. This is something new for me and quite exciting. Thank you.
Yes. We always welcome new experiences. But Father Lester has been assigned here in Davao. Di ba, Father Lester?
Yes.
So I know most of the teachers. Hello, teachers.
Yeah,
So,
in fact,
alam mo
Father,
kung-
good
nag-aabang.
afternoon.
Oo, di ba?
Maraming nag-aabang sa kanyang fans club dito sa Ateneo
Oo
de
nga,
Davao Grade School and Junior High School.
Di ba? Ang galing-galing, di ba? May fans club talaga si Father Lester talaga naman. Hindi naman ako magtataka. Lovable naman si Father Lester, di ba? So,
Of course.
so yun.
Thank you.
Sige.
Sige nga, mag-quiz tayo kay Father Lester. Anong paborito
Mamaya.
mong restaurant
Hindi
dito
ko
sa
baka
Davao?
tungkol sa akin, ha?
Sige,
Okay,
Father
anong paborito
J-Boy.
mong restaurant? Pwede naman Anong paborito mong restaurant dito sa Davao?
Ay, nakalimutan ko na, J-Boy. Jollibee.
Mo?
What? Jollibee.
Nadiri ka naman
Jollibee.
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 Hindi man lamang Luz Kinilaw o hindi man lamang yung mga marina tuna.
Jollibee talaga.
Jollibee.
Jollibee.
Yan. And
Ayan,
the
oh,
durian of
kay-
Davao City.
Hello, Mashay.
Kasi kay
Yeah,
Masay.
This is Teacher Gay Ferraris po from the grade school. We miss you, Father Lester.
Naks, talaga.
What's na
Miss you
dyan?
too.
Grabe. Ako, sige. Marami tayong malalaman tungkol kay Father Lester, lalo sa mga kwento nila. Simulan na natin
Also,
kaagad, di ba, Jenny? Di ba?
Father, let's ask them first what they have brought with them, no? The snacks that they have brought with them. Ano pong
May
dala
snacks ba
nila?
kayo? Sige nga. Kasi mga kapatid, chill lang itong ginagawa natin. Ayan.
Sige, show
Tamang
them.
Nel,
tama.
paano madala mo? Teacher Nel,
I
paano
have
yan?
my
Green tea?
coffee.
Wow.
Me, I
Make me
have
alive.
ice cold
Yes.
Milo,
Meron
Father.
akong Biko.
May Milo.
Biko.
Milo.
At saka si Father Lester, may biko.
Yeah.
Totoo yan na biko. Merong biko sa East Timor.
May Biko. Big Battle in Indonesia. Indonesian for timing.
Timing ka talaga, Pilipino talaga. Ha?
Yeah, Pinoy
Sa kanya
na
ko lang
Pinoy.
nalalaman na sa kanya ko lang nalalaman na kinakain pala yung leaves ng papaya. Hindi ko alam.
Alright. So I think Father
Oo,
J-Boy,
pati leaves ng kamuting kahoy, J-Boy.
Oo,
yes.
pati kamote kahoy. Ay, kinakain din naman kaya namin sa Bicol. Ginugulay.
Ginugulay. So I think
Gin-
no, we are all set for our
Yes.
kwentuhan, no? Kwentuhan
Yes.
with our beautiful and handsome and inspired teachers, no? In the different parts of the world. Kasi meron tayo from East Timor. So let's throw our first question, Father J-Boy.
Oh, sige, sige. Do you know, guys, that we have asked many of you who registered to put in your questions so that will be the first part of our show today because it is good for us to know what you really want to ask our guests, di ba? This is
Yes.
a way to connect with them. So, the
Correct.
first question was, what inspired you to teach? Oo nga naman, no? What inspired you to teach? Nga, no? Gusto man mo magtudlo.
Magtudlo.
Tawa ba? Bisaya na ako. I'm
Tama,
not.
Father.
Nga, no? Gusto man mo magtudlo. O, sige, gani. Na ako gusto pangutanon sa una, be? Gusto ko pangutanon, okay, ang science teacher na ako. Okay. Di ba? Teacher Nelpa, anong
Favorite
tinuturo
talaga
mong
ako ni Father
science, by the
J-Boy.
way? Anong
Yes,
tinuturo
Father.
mo?
I'm
Biology, di ba?
actually in the grade school, Father, we're teaching general science, so all units of science from physics to earth science, human body, and all. No, so we basically
Parang
touch
gusto ko yung human body.
human body. That's very interesting, actually.
Correct
Correct.
ganyan.
And our students were very
Our
interested
students
on
find it
that.
really very interesting. Well, actually, when I was still very young, no, it really amazes me to see a teacher, no. So since I was very small, it was already my childhood dream to become a teacher. My parents did not want me to become a teacher. They wanted me to become a nurse, no. But as it was really a hard decision for them not to be convinced na mag-teacher ako. Siguro I have been longing for this um, teaching, no, as a profession since I was very small. And then siguro as I grow up, no, I really did not have any other plans, no, of taking other course, no. So it has always been in my mind na when I grow up, I really want to be a teacher. But what really inspires me, no, to become a teacher is when I see students right now, no, or young professionals, no. Ako especially right now, I am very very proud to see my students, no, before that are now professionals, and that inspires me to really keep on, no, doing what I am doing right now as a teacher. Parang it tells me that I am doing something good, no,
Yeah,
for these
yeah.
children, no. And I it feels like I'm always part of these children, no, who have become doctors, who have become lawyers and engineers right now. Masarap lang sa pakiramdam, Father, no, na yun yung ating profession na napili, and we are helping other people grow also, okay, as what they are right now.
Sabi nga nila, they can forget all the things that we taught them, the content, but they will not forget who we are to them. Diba?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
And that's the richest, the greatest riches of a teacher, Father, no? To see your pupils before who are already professionals. And let's read a comment from Teacher Jaja Escandor. Si Teacher Nelva, mura na siya og si Darna. Meaning to say, kakayanin lahat, no? Para sa profesyon.
Kakayanin.
No? Kakayanin.
Nade bato. May
Nay bato,
anting-anting.
bitaw na.
Yes, Father, kailangan magdarna. There are many times we have to be darna. Okay. Teacher Ivy here used to be my grade devil head in grade 4, at alam niya how I work in the grade 4
Yes.
level. Many
Yes.
instances we have to be darna. We have, even if you are sick, you have to be in school, no? Parang
Yes.
you cannot afford to be absent talaga.
Correct.
So that's how teacher
Eh.
works in the grade school, most especially.
Yes, I totally understand, no, what Teacher Jaja commented na she's like a Darna kasi really in all the deadlines she will always be the first one to submit. That's
So,
she's called the Darna of the grade level.
since si Teacher Ivy na nagsasabi, siya talaga Darna. So, ikaw, if you're a superhero, Teacher Ivy,
Ako,
who
down na
would
rin
you
ako.
be?
Darna ka din, Father.
O, teka muna, sandali lang.
Person.
Darna talaga.
Teacher Ivy first.
O, Teacher Ivy.
Well, are you asking me a question, Father? Like if I will be a superhero?
Hindi, exclamation point yun.
Okay, exclamation point. I'm a superhero. Okay.
And then,
So,
yeah.
So for me, my
Sige.
story is a bit the same with Nelfa, but then the difference is that I did not plan to become a teacher, but maybe I was inspired by my mother because she was a teacher. But because I was very close with my father, he decided that I will become a nurse. So I'm really a nurse. And then after working at the hospital for 1 year, I decided to apply in the Ateneo, and then I don't know, I just felt this desire to be with children. I was very happy that I was assigned in the grade 4, and so I stayed there for 20 years, and then now I'm already in grade 1. I'm happiest here in grade 1.
Tapos
Right.
yung pagiging nurse mo, still there, no? I mean, even though
Yes,
you're already
I can
teaching,
be.
di ba?
Yes, opo, I can be a nurse naman in my children, with my children, in the
Yeah.
pupils in the grade 4, because I can attend to their needs and so on and so forth. But I did not forget
Oh,
that although I did not renew my license anymore.
yes. Meron tinatawag tayong transitional vocations or transitional career.
I
It
think
will
I have
lead you
that.
to where God is calling you, di ba? So
Yes,
I
and to
guess,
where
no,
I am
parang na-imagine
happiest.
ko nga, oo.
Alright. Sige.
Yes.
Nako,
Meron pa bang
talaga.
gustong sumagot sa ating tanong?
What inspired you to teach?
I just
Siyempre.
like the idea. I just like the idea of a superhero. Kaya sabi ko, okay yung Darna. Kasi as a teacher, you really have to work hard. Eh. You really have to give, and you just don't give your work, but you really give your heart. And walang you have to give all, and you do your best, whether you are in good shape or in bad shape, whether you feel inspired or not. You really have to give.
Yes.
And I think that's
Yes.
what inspires me of teachers. I always admire teachers. I never dreamed of becoming a teacher. But when I started teaching in Cagayan de Oro with J-Boy, I remember I realized I enjoy teaching because I am able to touch lives. I am able to help people, and to form them. I think that's important, that we as teachers, I think it's good to see that we are able to form others good persons.
Yeah. There
Okay.
is
Yun ang
really a
inspire sa akin.
big self-giving, 'di ba? Ang nagkailangan. Hindi ka lang kasi nagtuturo. Binibigay mo yung sarili mo kasi yun ang nakikita ng bata, 'di ba? Kung
Correct.
sino
Yeah.
tayo.
Yes.
You
More
become
than
you
anything
become
else, 'di ba?
selfless father.
Wow. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Ma'am Tess.
Ma'am Tess, sige
Yeah,
na.
my
Excited
experience
ako
is
sa
different from
story
yours
mo.
because you were teaching in private school. So I was
Yes.
teaching since 1997 in the Department of Education. So I was a classroom teacher for 17 years in Binugaw National High School. What inspires me to teach, I was captivated by the sayings of Dr. Jose Rizal actually. No, kasi when I was in high school, I always joined the contest in the public school, like yung extemporaneous speech and the like. So, with the saying of Dr. Jose Rizal that the youth is the hope of the nation, I want that saying to be materialized, no, or to happen. So that's why I engage into teaching. So when I teach during my early years in the Department of Education, I saw uh, the the different problems in the field since we were in the field. It's different from yours because you were equipped with the physical facilities and the budget. But in the Department of Education, we've experienced the scarcity of resources. So in my experience, it's not only teaching. No, we we need to give our resources in order these as children to to learn. For we are not that funded by the department, and when I was teaching, I saw the need of expanding my horizon. So when I had that opportunity to be given a designation as a school head, I really grabbed the opportunity because one of the problems in the department was the kind of teachers we have,
Yeah.
the quality of teachers we have. So when I grabbed the opportunity being one of the school heads, then I widened my horizon. I was able to hone teachers because it's my lead to hone them because I have that capacity to bring them to different seminars. So then I was not teaching students only, but I was also teaching in one of the private schools in Davao City. I was teaching pastorals, no, a graduate school in Davao City. I was able to impart my
Yeah.
knowledge, my ability as a manager. So I hone these teachers to be, I hope, good managers in their own station. So that's a great opportunity, a great a challenge also to me. So teaching is not only a job; it's really a vocation because you have to be selfless in order to achieve what you want.
Yeah, so one of the things that is important in what Ma'am Tessa said is that first of all, she was able to use her talent, 'di ba, yung extempo, nagagamit talaga 'yan sa teaching. Yeah.
Yes po.
'Di ba? Correct. 'Di ba? Sa totoo lang, you've got to be very confident in front of people. The second is how she has responded to a need that she observed, 'di ba? That's why she was able to grab the opportunity when she was offered the job to become a head teacher. So makikita mo na a teacher is not just, sabi nila, profession or is it a vocation. It is also an opportunity for leadership. Every
Exactly.
teacher
Yes.
is a leader, di ba? And you get to respond to, first of all, a challenge or a problem. And then from the response, you also get to envision what you want them to be or what would be the direction of the school. And I think that's one of the things that a head teacher should have as a leader in in education, right? I guess.
Yes.
So,
I
Yes,
agree.
Father.
Wonderful,
I,
Agree.
Father. Sige, go ahead,
I
Father.
can
Yes,
also
sir.
agree with you, Ma'am Tess, because even if I was teaching in the Ateneos before, my context now is very different. East Timor is a poor country. Resources is very difficult. We have a school of education, a teachers' college, and the course we have a course. We are training teachers to be English teachers, but these students they know a little grammar, but their English is very poor, and so I really for myself to teach because of that need. But secondly, also, I am teaching literature. I'm not a literature major. I'm a psychology major, but I love literature, and I had 2 years of college in literature in college. So I'm using what I like, what I desire, what I've learned literature to help our students open their minds, also open their world to a greater uh, mystery of the world that is bigger than East Timor. Because again, books are difficult here. Internet is not as accessible. It's expensive. So what I do my own research. I do research a lot for my students. because the students are not able to do that themselves. And asking for feedback from them, I receive good feedback that they're able to see the world again through the eyes of literature. And for me, part of being a teacher, helping them see the world outside their home, see the world outside their context, see
Yeah.
and learn because they cannot go on their own.
Yeah, and it's a great opportunity also to be with different communities because you will also learn when you emerge in the different communities.
Yes,
Yes, no.
so go, Father.
So, you get to see, di ba, no, how many in the stories of Ma'am Tess and Father Lester,
Father
you'll
Lester.
get to see how they are actually responding to the context of their students.
Yes.
Um, di ba, one of the things that is important for in Jesuit education is the first part in our pedagogical
IPP.
paradigm,
Yes,
the IPP, the Ignatian pedagogical paradigm. The first step really is to look at the context of the
Yes.
students. Begin from where they are. Di ba? St. Augustine,
Yes.
grace builds on nature. So even though you know you have been educated, but then your students are this level, you have to begin there. Di ba?
yeah.
And
Correct, Father.
I
I
guess
have an
teacher,
example of that. An example of
yes.
that because like I'm teaching in college, but my students have never read an English book, a single English book. So I ask them to read, but it's difficult for them to read a novel, a literature novel. So what do? I begin by giving them Charlotte's Web.
Oo.
They read Charlotte's Web, and it's a simple story. It's a nice story. It's a children's story. But then I ask them to write a book report. Many of them would complain, but they're happy also because it's the first that one, in fact, did his thesis on Charlotte's Web.
Imagine, no? In other words,
Imagine.
parang nagtuturo ka ng grade school.
Yes,
Yes,
Father.
Father.
Oh, grade
I
school,
think Father talking about
pero hindi
context.
sila grade school.
Oh, hindi sila grade school.
It's like grade school.
Okay.
You always begin,
Teacher
sabi mo nga,
Nelfa,
Father,
yeah.
sabi mo nga kanina, Father, you always begin where the students at, no, the context. And as a teacher, we have to know where they are at, so that we would know what particular reinforcement, no, we would like to give, so that we will accompany our pupils in learning, in the learning, no, in learning all the things that we want them to learn. Teacher Nelfa, you would like to add something?
Yes, because we're talking about context, no? I was listening to Ma'am Tess earlier, no? All the challenges that they are facing in the public school, no? In the public school. And I am just grateful, no, that we are in Ateneo. And when we talk about facilities and equipments, we are well provided. And I
Yes,
am very
correct.
much grateful and thankful for that, no? Because we don't have to really work no very hard like what Ma'am Marites no has been doing no to provide all the necessary equipments for the school. But I think the private school no including Ateneo also has a different challenge no
Yes.
in terms of
Yeah.
context. So iba sa kanila, iba din sa atin, and that's where we are working on right now. So
Yes.
I think as a teachers we're all working very hard no to really contribute to whatever no context we are right now as a teacher to our students no to be able to deliver the kind of education that we really want them no at this time where it's very challenging no to deliver instruction. So that's
Yeah.
really one of the challenges in the private school also.
Yeah. Especially when it is the pandemic. Maybe some of
Correct.
you can tell us your story, how you have handled the pandemic. How did you deliver your lessons online
Yes,
or even
in this,
modular, 'di ba? Ma'am
correct.
Marites, right? Modular din, 'di ba? Ang hirap kaya nun. Parang inimagine ko, oh no.
Modular. ah, sa public kasi modular kasi most of the students I engage with are coming from far flung. So we don't have internet connection there. So it would be impossible for us to have the online. So what we do is to ask the parents to get the module and let the students answer it there at home, the module. But actually, when it comes to quality, we don't know. We don't know
Yeah.
if it still be possible. But we really reach the students, especially those who are not responding to the kind of mode we are into. We go to their houses and still teach them and guide them with the module. It's really difficult because even in face-to-face, students cannot even comprehend face-to-face and daily teaching, how much more with the module in which the parents are the one teaching their
Teaching.
students,
Yes.
and we don't know if the teachers are familiar with the topics. So what happens when we receive the module, most of the answer sheets are not answered, and the
Yes.
teachers are again doing extra tasks like modifying the answer, the activities just to get the targets, because we are mandated to make the students pass with their lessons. So if we cannot do it, then kami po yung mananagot, kasi
Agree.
the Department of Education is aiming for no child will be left behind. So that's why it's an extra effort for the teachers and even to the school heads to give what we call quality education.
Yes. Ma'am Tess, na ako'y pangutana. Na
Go
Bisaya na gid
ahead,
ko karon,
Yeah.
no?
Father.
Magano, ako
Oh, sige,
pangutana
Ranting
kay
Father.
unsa imong comment sa nag-comment sa amo diri kay ang iyang anak kay naama sa public school. Ingon niya na, "Hi pads, ang mag-bright kay ang mama."
Magani Father, there are some parents who will go to the school if, for example, the module will be rated low. The parent will ask, how come? So it's understood that they were the one answering the module. So uh, if there are cases like that, we ask the parents to to settle things, and again to ask the student or the parent to get another activity sheets in order them to be satisfied with the given rating. So
Yes.
yun na nga po, hindi namin alam kung ano yung totoo. Is it the parent or the child who were answering with the module? Pero there are some issues like in the kindergarten. Kasi yung kinder, ang sumasagot ng module daw, napaka ano na ng English, napakalalim na ng English. Meron na sila ng nonetheless, yung mga ganun na parang imposible. Pero that's reality. Hindi naman po namin pwedeng sabihin na hindi anak ang gumagawa kasi we were not there when
Yes.
the answer sheets were answered. Ang sa amin na lang po is we will supplement activity sheets and we will
Lagi.
modify activity sheets, contextualize activity sheets in order these students to comprehend. Kasi eventually, kami din yung mahihirapan when face-to-face comes.
Bitaw, no? I can
So, look-
imagine, no? Ganyan.
Looking at it,
Oh, so-
Father, no? Sige, go. Looking at it,
Sige,
Father,
sige, Jenny.
no? We have different challenges, no? Whether a private school or a DepEd school, different challenges na na-encounter ng mga teachers and also our students, iba-iba.
Yes.
Because we have different contexts. But what is the most important thing there is, we, as teachers, we learn how to cope and we learn how to reinforce, how to help our pupils. Kaya yung sabi ni Ma'am Tess kanina, yung kinder, merong ganyan na mga problems. So they supply, no, parang other sheets, no, that will deepen siguro the understanding of the kinder pupils of DepEd. So salamat kaayo, Ma'am Tess, no, for that sharing. Perhaps we can go to our next question, Father.
Okay. Well, part of the things that we've been discussing is that passion is very important, right?
Correct.
We have been
Yes.
talking about how passionate we are teaching,
Mm,
but there is another reality that sometimes we get demotivated, or sometimes
correct.
we get to be not inspired, or there are times that there's no feeling, or that parang nakaka-frustrate. Are there What are your stories about those times?
Ako
Yeah.
siguro, Father, I would like to share, no? I
Yeah.
think Teacher Ivy can also very much resonate, no, with my experience, because when we started our online classes, no, last school year, we were all really grappling, no, and we cannot even imagine. Me as a teacher, I did not even imagine teaching in front of the camera on a daily basis, no. So I never imagined, and I really did not have any idea of how online class, no, would look like. So zero idea, no. So but we were all given a very limited time. So with all the struggles, not to familiarize the Google Classroom, you have to adapt with the new technology. This was really very stressing, no? Stressful masyado, no? It wasn't only draining physically but also emotionally, no? Because we have to learn a lot of things, no, in a very short span of time. So how do we keep ourselves burning, no, when we all feel all this stress, no, and all these parang drain, no, battery draining, no, at the same time. When I always try to look forward of how do I do all these things? I have to learn all these things, because if I don't, what am I going to give to my pupils? No, what am I going to do? I cannot just sit there and face in front of the camera and do nothing. So I really have to step up, no, and cope with the demands of time. So siguro if there's one very good realization I had during this time of pandemic, this online class have actually taught me how to be more creative and resourceful, because
Yeah.
Father, I am a science teacher. I am not working in a science laboratory right now. So I
Yeah.
have to
I
be
can imagine.
resourceful in looking for materials there at home. I don't have a
Correct.
food coloring. I will use toyo. No, I don't have this material. I don't have beaker. I have baso. So I have to be creative and resourceful, no? Because when we are in a face-to-face class, I can grab all these equipments in the science lab and perform all the experiments, no?
Yes.
With less hassle, with the assistance of the science laboratory assistants. But right now, we are on our own, and we usually start our classes with experiments. How do we do all these things, no, at the start of online class? So zero idea. But as we try to proceed, no, with the
Wala kang
online class,
jubos. Wala kang food
yes,
color.
Father.
Jubos, ba?
Wala
Jubos.
may jubos. May
Remember
busy,
jubos?
Father. Dili available ang jubos. So, sa balay, kay bawal lumabas, no? So, as much as possible. So, it really taught me to be more creative, no? And resourceful at the same time. And what drives me, no? Siguro, Father, just like a fire. Ang fire kasi kailangan ng oxygen, di ba? To keep it burning. No? Pag nawala
Nax,
ang oxygen dyan,
oxygen.
di ba,
Talaga.
Father?
Wonderful
Science
English.
talaga.
O2.
Pag walang oxygen,
Science na
namamatay
science.
ang fire. Okay? So siguro, what is
Opo.
my oxygen to keep my fire burning? Siguro, with all the struggles, no, that we've been through, no, this online class, siguro with all the efforts that we have, no, put up together with other grade school teachers, no, the compliments and the affirmations that you get, not only from your co-teachers and from the pupils themselves when they email us, kasi ang mga bata before, they don't email us naman na teacher, I like the class, I like the activity. They're not that ano naman before, but right now, since the communication, no, is not that, is very limited, so they get to email us, and these affirmations that we get from our co-teachers that we're doing well, no, and the feedback that we get from our pupils, no, would always serve as an inspiration for me amidst all these challenges, no, in this time of pandemic.
Alright.
Oo nga, di ba? Kaya kung hindi,
Napaka-
hindi mo pwede i-demonstrate, acting na lang gagawin mo. This is class. This is what it means without oxygen. And this is what it means if there is oxygen. Ganyan na lang ba?
Nice demonstration, Father. So, challenge talaga, Father, no, ang creativity resourcefulness of the teachers in this time of pandemic. What about
Correct.
Actually
you?
po, I can
Go ahead.
resonate with I can resonate with Teacher Nelfa kasi when it was announced it's gonna be an online class, I was really so nervous because hindi ako techie. So hindi ko alam how to do Google Meet. It's really a first time for me. And we were really given just maybe 1 month lang ba yung Teacher Nelf's no, to learn everything. Grabe, it is really a nightmare for me. And then the first day na I met with my students, I was very early in my class kasi I wanted to be there and I was trembling inside, no? But then through the days, no, through those days, you learn to be more creative. And then to be in grade 1, it was so challenging how to hold their interest kasi their attention span is only 12 minutes, 18 minutes, no? 3 minutes per age. And then how can I make them interested in my class? How can I make them love math? How can I make them understand that 1 plus 1 is 2? How can I make them understand Filipino? And then they tell me now they hate Filipino because they don't understand Filipino. How can I make them understand what pangalan is? Things like that. These are challenges
What pangalan
for me.
is? Social.
What a noun is? Di ba pangalan? So what do I do? I don't
Oh my
just
God, it's just pangalan. What's pangalan?
it's like that, Father, parang I have to make them connect to the lesson. I have to make them relate. So what do I do? As source of motivation, I tell them, pwede mo bang ipakita kung sino ang kasama mo ngayon sa klase mo, sa online class? And then they're going to show their mom, they're going to show their kuya, and then I tell them, okay, magaling. Ipakita naman sa akin ngayon ang hawak mo habang nandito ka sa ating online class. And then they show me their pencils, they show me their mouse, they show me their whatever they're holding. And then I said, how about kung bibigyan ko kayo ng 1 minuto para pumunta sa kusina or to your kitchen, sa sala. 1 minute starts, and then they run. And then in the process of discussing the lesson, you know what, children, lahat ng mga pinag-usapan natin may kinalaman sa ating lesson ngayon. It's all about, sino nga yung dinala mo kanina in front of the camera? Ano nga yung pinakita mo? And then I say, these are all names of objects. Pero syempre, Father, in Filipino, ha? And then they get to enjoy the activity
Yun nga
without
pala,
knowing
ganyan.
that I am
Hindi pa
very
kayo-
good at activity.
What happens in your head when you know that they are with their mommy or their daddy? Are you not conscious that
Well, yeah,
alam mo correct
Audience,
sa akin?
Father.
Ano yan?
siguro
Yeah.
noon father, you become, I am self-conscious now, I become conscious. But then right now, nothing. Parang I am more focused on the students, on the pupils, their reaction, their engagement in my activities. And I'm happy when I see them nagkakagulo, just to answer what I want them to answer. Not only written, but then all the actions. If I tell them, how about if I give you a minute to magsayaw tayo? Di ba? Ano ginagawa natin tayo kumikilos? That is, then I can relate it pandiwa na, oh, teacher, ganun pala yun. Para it's like that. So it makes me happy, to make them move, to make them
Hindi ka ba-
engage with the activities.
Na mas ninenervyos ka o hindi ka ninenervyos kung biglang nakita mo, ay, cute pala yung parent.
Bonus na
Okay
yun,
lang, Father.
Father.
Okay lang, cute yung parent.
O mas lalo, oh my gosh, nakaka-nervous naman.
Conscious ka.
Yes, tama yan, Father J-Boy.
You have to
Go.
keep your voice at all times.
Correct,
Correct.
voice
Kailangan
correct.
friends ka pa rin. Kahit nane-nervous ka na dahil alam mong maraming na o-observe sa'yo.
Wala mo
Correct.
nang-
But then you just focus on your goal.
Yung iba pa nga daw, Father, naka-television screen pa ang iba. No? Yung
Yes, it's
klase.
true. It's true. They're very big in
Naka-televised.
their screens. Yes, they're
Buong
very big in
household,
their
Father,
screens.
nag-aaral. Buong household, maririnig kung anong sinasabi ni teacher.
Ay.
Most of the time, that
Ah.
gives anxiety to the teacher. Ma'am Tess, parang tumatawa po kayo dyan, Ma'am Tess. Anong experience niyo?
Hindi kasi hindi ko yan experience teach kasi my youngest is already in grade 12, so very independent na. But I
Ay,
heard
Ma'am Tess,
that
teka, grade 12 sa amin ba? Senior
elementary.
high school?
Yes, Father.
Opo, si Sean Daniel. Opo,
Sa
sa
senior high
Ateneo
school,
pa rin
grade
po.
12?
Opo, father.
Yes, good luck.
Sa inyo po. He's, he's very independent naman po. Si Sean
Correct.
Daniel Chan. Opo. Actually, sa amin, sa public school, iba rin yung experience namin. Kasi, we're not monitoring students kasi ano nga siya, module, monitoring as like what you are doing. Ang problem sa amin is pera, yung fund, resources. Kasi, what we experienced when the crisis happened in a quarter, we will spend mga 150,000 just to produce the module. So sa budget ng DepEd, ang budget ng isang taon is in a small school most likely nasa 600,000. So kung
Yeah.
not one quarter, one month pa lang yun, 150. Hindi talaga matapos-tapos yung module if that will be the case. So,
Yeah.
ang good lang nun kasi the city gave us donations. They provided the paper and the ink. Ang sa amin na lang, the teachers will print the modules. So yun lang yung problem namin doon during the COVID-19 happens.
Oh, pero kung sa Iloilo po 'yan o kaya sa Bacolod, hindi po problema ang pera. Kasi sabi nila, kay dito diri man gud mo kay ginapala, ginampiko ang kwarta sa Iloilo, di ba? Oy, magandang comment ni PJ Caban.
Yes, Father.
O Jen, ikaw basahin mo si PJ.
Yes, sabi ni PJ, he is the head of the campus ministry, higher education. Base sa sharing, kitang-kita na ang magis at cura personalis ay naisa sa buhay ng mga guro. Thank you for all your passion and compassion. All right, passion.
Amen. Raise your hands, everybody.
Amen.
Praise the Lord.
Amen.
Praise the
Amen.
Lord.
Yes. Actually, Father, why I have the passion in teaching? Because I saw how Ateneo honed the students. That's why gusto ko rin yan ipabot sa public as much as possible.
Okay.
Hi, Ma'am Tess. We are also willing to help out. As you already know, don't
Opo.
whatever we
I'm
can
very
do to
happy
help out.
to hear our co-teachers sharing their own experiences of challenges. I'm very happy. I'm inspired stories. My own context is different. My challenge is a bit different. It's really language. How do you train students to be English teachers when they don't know how to speak or to write proper English? But yet I don't give up. How do I teach Shakespeare or explain Shakespeare to these students? But what inspires me is that they're interested. Makikita mo sa kanilang mukha, no? Kanilang mga mata. Maybe many of them would not ask questions because they're afraid to ask questions.
Ako ilang mata, Les?
Pamuda ko ilang mata. Pero nindot mo sa mga mata. But it's inspiring for me that they really desire to learn. Because again, education here is a bit backward and poor in Timor. But the young people are very interested in learning, and for me, that's inspiring me, and that's why I respond to that. Because in the school, no one wants to teach literature. It's easier to teach grammar kasi meron ng structure, and so I offer to English literature.
Lagi pero a large part of learning is the passion, 'di ba? That they want to learn. Parang I'll take that anytime. Yung iba, meron naman pero ayaw talaga gumawa ng assignment, tama. Ayaw naman. Yun ang mas nakaka-frustrate, 'di ba? Nakaka-frustrate yung may kaya pero ayaw. Pas nagaganahan ka sa teachers na sobrang bitaw, sa teachers na sa estudyante na gustong-gusto makapagtuon, medyo slow pace siya, pero at least 'di ba? Kung sabi sa hinay-hinay pero kanunay, correct?
Correct. That's the irony talaga of life, Father, no? Na at times, tama yung sabi mo, Father, and then sa the sharing of Father Lester na kung kinsa to'y kaya, they are not motivated, no, to learn, or even the facility is there, but perhaps other teachers or staff ba na wala ding masyadong drive, no, to give what they have. Yung kung kinsa tong wala, they are very motivated, no, to look
Yes.
for ways on how to deliver learning to the pupils. So saludo gid ko ang mga teachers
I
na
agree.
ina, Father.
Lagi, no? At this point, if you look at all of the stories from all our teachers, you get to see also their hard work. Yung hard work talaga,
And
no? Every
For
day.
the
And then
hard
at the same
work.
time, if you look at it, sabi nga ni PJ kanina, ni ano to? Ni
PJ
PJ Cabal
Cabal.
kanina, compassion and passion, di ba? You also see the hard work. They are not separated. They go together, di ba? And
Correct.
if you look at it, no, there are certain aspects which you have shared that would be classified like it's a profession. But there are also something about the quality of their stories that will also tell us that it is more than just a profession, but
a
it is what
profession,
we call a vocation, right? No,
vocation.
maybe this is the
Correct.
time that we can now talk about what would be the difference between a profession and a vocation. What do you think?
Can I start to answer
Go,
because I
Yes,
have to
Father.
leave that? I'm sorry.
Father Lester is about to leave. Okay.
Because I still have a mass. For me, reflecting on that question, no, it's really about heart. When we talk about heart, it's never professionally. It's always vocation. A teacher has to care and to love his students. Without that, there is the learning that the students get will be very minimal. And I think our role as teachers, therefore, our work, our profession is never just a profession. It's really vocation because it's our heart, it's our love that we give to the students. And from my own experience, no, as you've been teachers for many years, your students remember you and were inspired by you not of what you give, but because of how you cared for them and how you love them. I've experienced that also. I've heard from my own former students telling me and thanking me for being their teacher. And some of them remember my lesson, but they don't. But still, they keep in touch because they've been touched by how I cared. And I think that's the gift that all of us teachers have. And I would accept that. I teach, I continue to because I love my students, I care for them. And I want them to become better persons, better human beings, later on, better citizens and Christians. But that's really vocation. So, muna akong last words. I have to go. I'm sorry.
Yes, okay. Pasalamatan natin si Father Lester for
Thank
being
you.
with us.
Father, thank you
Okay.
all. Thank you, Father, has imong oras.
Thank you, Father Lester. So
Sorry, I have
everybody,
to go because I have to mass.
virtual clap for
For
Father
Father
Lester.
Lester. Thank you,
For Father
Father.
Lester.
We
Thank
will
you.
send you durian from Davao
Whoa.
City.
Dax. Pag-abot sa East Timor, ang durian kay puno na, kahoy na.
Labi na kog na
Sa
durian
Kadugayan,
candy,
abot pa.
Father.
Correct.
Durian candy.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye,
Dre.
Okay.
Bye,
Father.
Father.
Bye, Father
Bye,
Lester.
Father.
Lester, iampo me ha, iampo me.
Ako po,
Ampo.
di ako. Sure. Promise.
Yes.
Father
Permente.
Lester has a mass, so he has to go. But we can
Yes.
pick up from what Father Lester said. Maybe we can just what word from Father Lester that struck you? What do you know? Anyone can
Can, can
Ako
share
siguro,
their
Father.
thoughts. Oo.
Oo. Ako siguro when we talk about kasi profession and vocation, I think for me when you say profession, sabi nga ni Father J Boy kanina, 'di ba? Nobody becomes very rich in this kind of profession. So when I really decided to become a teacher, it was never in my mind na madato ko kung mamaestra ko, no? So it was really not for money. It was really the passion of teaching and imparting myself to other people that really drives me, no, to continue, no, of what I am doing right now. If in profession, if you think of a profession, I will do this because I get something, no? I can be rich, I can get money, no, and all these things when you think of a profession. But when we say vocation, for me it's something that you give, no, to others. It's like you
Yeah.
giving but not expecting any return. So I think we go back to the very Ignatian value, Father, no, the
Yeah.
personal care. So cura
Pura
personalis,
personalis.
no, and with all the magis, no, there when we give ourself, no, part of ourself to others, that's really vocation because there's no amount of money that can really be placed there, no, na if I am going to do this, there's no such amount, no, when we talk about teaching as a vocation.
So if
Thank
you're
you,
going to
Ed.
ask yourself, how do I know that it is a career that I want or it is a vocation? You can ask the question like this, no? If I want to get rich or if money is the one that is important to me and my finances, that's your career. But if you want to
Correct.
pursue meaning in life, purpose
Correct.
in life,
That's your
even
vocation.
direction in life, then you're talking about a vocation. Tama? Tama?
Yes,
Vocation.
yes,
Tama,
Father.
O
Yes,
si,
Father.
yes,
si
Father.
Lloydie may gustong
Yeah.
sabihin.
Yes, sabi ni
Yes,
Lloydie,
Father.
Father, gusto niya mag-affirm yata si Lloydie Digaw sa sinabi ni Father at saka sinabi ni Teacher Nelpa. Lloydie said to give and not to count the cost. Generosity
The
is the
cost.
key to provide what is needed through teaching. Correct, no? To give and not to count the
Yes.
cost.
Yeah.
Saint Ignatius give kaayo, Father.
Yes.
Yes.
Because generosity is not just a matter of you give something like donation. Generosity involves the whole person. The generosity of the heart. Ayun ang
Yes.
sinasabi ni Saint Ignatius. Meron ang kwento niyan. Alam mo yung kwento niyan? Yung manok at saka yung baboy. Alam mo yun, kwento. Alam niyo yung
Hindi
kwento
pa,
mga
Father.
Hindi
mga
pa.
Parang hindi
teachers.
pa.
Kwento mo,
Ikwento niyo to.
Father, hindi ko alam yan.
Me too.
Teka, ako
Hindi ko
yung
na
host
alam.
dito. Hindi,
Your thoughts also, Father, no, are very inspiring.
yes.
Go ahead.
Sabi daw ng manok at saka sa baboy, "Hoy, baboy, magpa-party tayo kasi yung amo natin ang bait-bait sa laki tayong pinapakain, ganyan. Birthday niya bukas, anong prepare natin?" Sabi ng baboy, "Oh, ikaw manok, ikaw na lang kasi lagi ka naman nakakaisip ng anong pwedeng gawin." Sabi ko na, alam ko na. Magbibigay ako ng itlog, ikaw magbibigay ng lechon. Diba? Sabi ng baboy, buti ikaw ay donasyon.
Yes.
Ako, commitment.
Yes.
Correct. Commitment.
Kaya okay lang magpakababoy tayong lahat.
In a
Double
positive way, Father. In a positive way.
In a positive way, correct. Magpakababoy, giving our passion, our commitment to what we are doing.
The whole of our
That's-
lives, actually.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
the
correct.
whole of our
And
lives.
we
Not
teach.
correct. Sige.
Kaya nga po, may I add to what Teacher Nelfa said, di ba? Profession
Sige,
for
Teacher
me is just
Ivy.
like having a diploma, a qualification, a degree that you're able to do these things. But as a vocation, it's much more. It is your commitment, your dedication, no? Your perseverance, your determination, not only for you to improve yourself so you can give also to your students, but also for you to journey with your pupils so that they will grow to love what you're teaching them and they will grow to relate with what you're teaching
Yes.
them.
I like
Yeah.
to ask a question, no? About this, no? That we've been talking about generosity and we were talking about giving ourselves
Yes.
Being selfless.
to our students and being selfless, no? Um, what is the thing that is the return? Ano yung binabalik sa atin as teachers? Why do we keep on doing it? Kasi if you keep on giving yourself, after a while, you get also not to be exhausted. But what is it that is also returned to us that we get to be more inspired? Okay, but before we answer that question, Nax, parang commercial lang. Okay, commercial lang ganyan. Before we answer that question, I'd like to invite many of our viewers now, those in Facebook and YouTube, please, you can participate in our
Correct.
discussion by putting in your thoughts on the comment section below. and then we will flash it here. Okay?
Correct. So
So
key
don't be
in
afraid.
now.
What are your thoughts about our questions, and what would be your answers, so that we can you are part of our discussion. Okay? Okay, sige.
Correct, Father.
Let's
I think
answer
they're
that
very
one.
ready. They're very ready,
'Di ba?
Father, for their questions and their reflections, no, in this very inspiring conversation. So
Oo nga
mamaya
eh. Pero
ipa-flash
yun,
yan.
anong bumabalik sa'yo? Bakit gusto mo
Oh.
pa rin nagtuturo? Kasi sabi natin, kung hindi man siya monetary, kung hindi siya monetary, what is also returned to us, that we keep on, that it becomes the gasoline in our vocation.
Yeah, parang something that fuels our passion, Father, no? Sige, what
Yes,
is it?
ganyan.
Siguro naman for me, no, I cannot deny the fact that sometimes I'm really burnt out, no, I'm really fatigued, I'm really stressed. But then I always go back to the question, why am I here? Why did I teach? And then I see the excitement of the pupils to attend my class, their energy, their enthusiasm to participate in my activities. It fuels me again. It keeps the fire burning. So ganun ka-simple, Father, di ba? Kasi you're not paid for that feeling na
Yes.
you feel happy and you feel energized again because you can see the reaction. You can see their response to you, which is very positive. And I think that fuels me as a person and as a teacher.
Correct.
Also,
No,
I would like to
parang-
add to what
Go,
Teacher
teacher.
Ivy mentioned. It's the feeling of satisfaction and fulfillment in what you are doing that keeps the passion burning. I'd like to borrow the
Yes.
lines of our
Okay.
grade headmaster in the grade school, no, Ma'am Suzette Alino. It's always to work with passion and enthusiasm. When you work with passion and enthusiasm, it is radiated, no, in how you work, no, and deliver the work to your children, no, and how you relate, no, with your pupils, and the kind of satisfaction that you get from what the children are doing, no, when they're learning and when they're making all these reflections, no, and understanding the lesson very well, no, even beyond on what you have already taught them in class. That gives
Yeah.
you the satisfaction, no, and fulfillment that I may be really doing the right thing, no, as a teacher. This is
Yeah.
my call, no, because
Yeah.
if I don't see any fulfillment in I'm doing so, what's the meaning or purpose, no? So that's, I think we go back to the very basic question of why am I doing this, no? Gaya na
Yes.
sabi ni Teacher Ivy. So
Yeah.
I don't get paid much for doing this, no, as we all know,
Yes.
but it's really the passion that drives us, no, to
Yes.
to do this, and the kind of fulfillment and satisfaction that we get from the things that we do as a teacher.
Yes.
Gusto kong magtanong din kay Ma'am Tess. Ma'am Tess,
Yes, Ma'am
kasi
Tess.
Yes, Father.
I've been seeing people with in public schools, and I've been imagining also people in public schools going to different far-flung barrios, because kami po Jesuits, we have missions in Cabanglasan, Pangantukan, Mia Rayon, and then teachers would really go and trek. Bustaka good na sila inana bitaw. What
Opo.
keeps your teachers going? I mean, wag na natin pag-usapan yung sweldo, syempre. Pero pag-usapan natin kung what brings them there all the time. I mean, how why do
What
they
drives
suffer so
them
much?
to go to the far-flung and teach this mga IPs usually in far-flung?
Yes.
No,
Oh,
actually,
ikaw.
what
Most especially
inspires
IPs.
them or keep them that drives them to teach there. Kasi honestly, the new hired teachers usually sa far-flung talaga sila ina-assign.
Ah,
Yes, that's the reality in DepEd. Only few will be assigned in the city, but with their desire to teach, actually, yung sweldo is secondary na lang yun. Kasi these teachers are really exerting effort and really sharing their resources in order these students to learn and to have that quality education. I've been in the Parflang. I've been teaching in this Bagobo Tagabawa. I've been in the foot
Okay.
of Mount Apo, and I've
Yes.
seen these students na talagang wala, hindi wala nga makain. So from there, teachers really feel that yung passion to care them, kasi eventually these students will really love what you are doing to them, and you will also feel the love of the students, and you will also feel that you have an impact to their lives. So feeling those things from them through their gestures and their treatment to you, that's really fulfilling. Kasi in terms of culture, iba-iba no?
Yeah,
Even in their
bitaw.
language, iba-iba.
Yeah.
But at the end, uh, we shared ideas, we have that common goal, and love is there. Kasi
Yes.
we have collaboration. Kasi kung wala yun, wala yung passion, wala yung kanilang interest to learn also about you, wala yung collaboration. So doon yung teacher na in love doon sa kanilang work, because they become attached with these students, and they see the development of these students. In fact, my attachment to these IPs bring me to continue serving them, helping them, kahit wala na ako doon sa bukid o wala na ako sa Mount Apo, through the help of Atenean. So the first person who helped me was Sir Dennis. Then I have Ma'am, anong yung pangalan na Ma'am Net, oy? Basta all from Ateneo. And Ma'am Hintugaya, Ma'am Belen. They were the one educating these IPs in Ateneo. So parang nakaka-proud na you're changing lives, me and my teachers, changing the lives of these IPs. No? Very fulfilling, kahit ang sweldo kakarampot, especially sa mga teachers na they are giving even their last money from their pockets, but just to make this education a quality one. We did not expect that these IPs will be one of the scholars in Ateneo. So sarap ng feeling, Father, na Bagobo Tagabawa is now in tatlo yan in Ateneo. So they
Ateneo.
parang we have this legacy, no? Not only in us, but the Ateneo itself is bringing this passion to the community. Kahit ang layo na ng Ateneo, they reach the community, and we were so honored and very yung opportunity namin na we were catered by this Atenean. So yun lang, Father, ang ma-share ko.
Yes, yeah, and we met many of those IPs who are here. They're
Yes,
part of
Father.
Mindanao.
Yeah, we brought them. Yeah, we brought them in your covered court. We
Covered
were
ends.
catered by your mga teachers in sports.
Teachers, I'm sure.
All right. Father, thank you so much, Ma'am Tess, with that wonderful sharing. We have a comment from Brother Jeffrey Pioquinto.
Yes, sa aking kapatid din.
All the way from
From
Zamboanga.
Ateneo de Zamboanga.
Correct. So he said, my students, fuel my fire.
Fuel my
They're source
fire.
of inspiration, kahit makukulit sila. So that's one
Totoo
thing
yun.
that we can find meaning also, Father, if our students are learning, makaka-happy talaga, and listening from the varied, we also, before I will share my thoughts, Father, Juliet Lapatis would like to share also her insight. I saw one student living in London doing community outreach, and I congratulated him. His reply was, I learned this from you,
nakaka-proud.
Ma'am, nakaka-proud. So that is
Nice.
one of the richest, Father, of being a teacher. Yung seeing you, that your pupils, your students are becoming better person, para kanilang nanalo ng loto. No?
Yes.
Yes.
Para ka nanalo ng loto, and that makes you feel and find meaning, no, in your life, and that fuels your passion. Na tama itong bokasyon na napili ko. I am a teacher because I change lives, I change people to become better version of themselves. So maraming salamat, no, that it
My
was
gosh.
really a wonderful exchange of inspiring stories, Father. Varied, but it all boils down to find
Meaning and purpose.
purpose in our life.
In
Correct.
our lives. Like, we already have live questions from our audience. Yes, guys, thank you very much for being very, very participative. Ayan, kay Annie Rose Villarba. Hi, what was your most unforgettable experience as a teacher? What about embarrassing experience? Okay, Ma'am Annie, okay, ano muna tayo? Doon muna tayo sa memorable experience and then punta tayo
Yes,
sa
unahin natin.
embarrassing experience para hindi naman
Correct.
tayo
Meron
ano to, para hindi magulo yung aking isip ko. Game. Ano daw
Okay,
yung
sige.
memorable experience mo?
Okay.
Nako.
Okay, ma'am.
Oh, si
Okay.
Ma'am ano?
Ma'am Tess, go ahead,
Ma'am
Ma'am
Tess.
Tess.
Go ahead, Ma'am Tess. Nakaka-excite, Ma'am
Unforgettable.
Tess.
Unforgettable when I was able to teach the Bagobo Tagabawa kasi hindi ako Bagobo. Bisaya man ko, so I don't know their language. So I really asked their elders to teach me some of their words, no, in order to connect with them. So that I will consider unforgettable experience. And through learning their language, I am also able to win them. Kasi
Yeah.
unti-unti ko na silang naiintindihan. So dili na ko nila dali-dali malibak. So unforgettable siya. Diba?
Bitaw, dili naging malibak, no?
Embarrassing. Oo, di nakamalibak. Dire nga sa Father, si Rawan, I will try to learn Muslim naman kasi Muslim ang nandito, 99% ito. But they are also good people, no? Very sila, accommodating. Pero yun na nga,
Yes.
I have to learn their culture. Embarrassing in my teaching experience, siguro ma-experience natin when we encounter managers na they don't know how to deal with their subordinates. So I experienced
Yes.
that one, but it was also a challenging experience in my part because at that time I really say to myself that will not happen when I'll become school head. Kasi ako nga nasaktan nung ginawa niya sa akin. So hindi ko rin gagawin yon sa teachers ko someday.
Wow.
Yes.
So I was embarrassed,
Oo
but
nga.
I accept it because hindi naman lahat ng tao na please mo.
Nax.
Nice bounce back, no? Magandang pagka-bounce back ni Ma'am Tess noon, Father, no?
Yun na nga, no? Si Teacher Abby, parang gumaganon ka kanina. Are you raising your hand? Na parang klase lang ang peg natin.
Hey, Father, I was
Teacher
wiping
Ivy,
myself.
sige. Teacher Ivy,
I was
ikaw na
wiping
lang.
myself. Sige, Father, I will tell a story about my unforgettable experience. This happened when I first came to grade 1. Kasi syempre, I was in grade 4, di ba? Iba yung level ng grade 4 because in grade 4, I stand in the middle of the classroom and they keep quiet. Pero in grade 1, my gosh, even if I stand there 1 hour, they will not mind me. Kasi I need to get their attention for them to mind me. So, they were so excited about recess already, but I still have 1 minute. And so what happened was, it's very unforgettable, it was sort of embarrassing for me because I thought I had them, but it was also funny to look back to. So I had this 1 minute before recess and I said na, okay, let me see if you can settle down now before we'll have a recess. They were so excited they did not mind me. And then I really tried to hold, counting in my head. 1, 2, 3. Nag-10 na lang ako, Father, nagkakagulo pa rin sila. Yung nararamdaman ko yung namumulan na ako kasi nobody's minding me. And then one student said na, Teacher, matagal pa tayo. So that really embarrassed me na parang they're not getting me. They're not getting my trying to uh, to give them my authority. So that is one unforgettable experience na parang it made me realize this is really something different. To be in grade 4 is something else, and to be in grade 1, I have to, lower down my standards. I have to be with them for them to understand.
Nadaanan
That's
niyo ba
it.
yung mga estudyante mo na lahat ang gugulo nila? Di ba sabi ni Brother Jeff, makukulit.
Yes,
Makukulit, sobrang
Father.
makulit.
Yes, Father.
Yes, Father.
Oh, ito. Kunwari,
Nature na nila yan.
I will not shout. Di ba yung sa face-to-face, naramdaman nyo, di ba, gusto mo siya quiet!
You don't say that, Father, you quiet. Kasi the more that they will be noisy. So my
Correct.
strategy is to
So, reverse
just really
psychology.
stand there. Yes, to just really stand there and be quiet. Kaya lang sometimes they don't get it. Teacher, are you not saying anything yet? When are you going to talk?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, these children. This
Alam mo
grade
nung,
1.
alam mo nung nasa Xavier University High School ako, I was teaching English, Christian humanism, religion, at 1 p.m. to an all-boys, di ba, school. It's one gender lang kasi Ateneo de Cagayan, Xavier University. Tapos, so magugulo. Tapos honors class pa. Talagang grabing gulo, ganyan. So, ang ginawa ko, kumuha ko ng mapakalaking bato, yung mabigat na bato, ganyan. Pagpasok ka ganyan, tas hinulog ko sa podium, bag! Tas tumingin sila lahat. Okay guys, since I got your attention, let us pray. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen, ganyan. Alam mo, yung my students, they never forgot that. Ganyan. They never forgot that, di ba? Many anecdotes coming from our students. I'm sure meron pang memorable dito, di ba? Ma'am Nel pa, ikaw may memorable ka rin.
Unforgettable experience. Siguro recently, no, as a teacher, I received a private message from my former student. She is now in junior high school, no, and then she told me that, teacher, I was actually praised by my teacher here because I seem to do things properly, and all these things, no, we have learned this one from you when we were in grade 6. So it's just so it's giving you the feeling, no, na wow, I so happy to receive this message, no, from my former students, no, to former students of yours, no, messaging you, no, about the good things that you have done, no, when they were still, no, under your care. And then siguro sa most embarrassing, siguro, because I used to teach special class sa mga foreigners, Father. When I was assigned in grade 3, I taught special class in Filipino. I handled Japanese, Koreans, Guatemalan, and Indian all at the same time.
International.
Yes, international, no? And I have this Japanese student, sabi ng another Japanese student, teacher, his father is a Yakuza member. Sabi niya, and then he would not sit talaga still during the class, no? So even if I was teaching there in front of the class, he would roam around and just look at the bulletin boards around. He will not listen. So, and I do not know how to communicate with him because he speaks Japanese. But the other Japanese student, no, also in grade 3, was very kind because he can speak in English already. So he said, teacher, he said, you are crazy. My goodness. I did not understand at that time, no? So, my goodness, the language barrier is really, really a problem, no, at that time. So, siguro it's quite embarrassing for me as a teacher because I do not really know how to communicate properly with the student, no? But it's just so good to happen. It's just good na so happen na may student ka na who can communicate with them and can translate, no? So, crazy ako. So, something like that. So, malibak good ka, Father, if you don't know the language, no? So, siguro right now, siguro one of the things, I'm learning Korean, Father, because I have drama, no? Through K-drama, no?
Annyeong!
So, that's helping. Annyeong! Annyeonghaseyo.
Sige. I guess, since sinabi mo na rin, di ba, Teacher Nelfa, it is also good for many of our audience who are watching us and participating in this discussion to know that, teachers, we do have a lot of, ano din, rest and relaxation. Like our
Correct.
teachers, they like K-drama or C-drama
Yes.
or
Mm.
J-drama. They watch Netflix, etc., etc. They
Yes.
like cooking. Many of them are also plantito, plantita. So a teacher
Correct.
really
Yes,
is
father.
a well-rounded individual. You cannot be but to be
Mm.
well-rounded, right? Maybe we can end this with
Exactly.
this note, no, from Ma'am
Correct.
Celta de Souza, who said, "There is no exhaustion. It's just intrinsic motivation,
Intrinsic.
the passion for teaching, the fire within that can only kindle other fires." Nax. The fire within
Wow.
that only kindles other fires.
Other
Okay, so once again,
fires.
let's thank all of our guests
Thank
today,
you so much,
Teacher Nelfa and Teacher
Thank
Ivy.
you. Thank
Ma'am
you.
Marites,
Marites.
Ma'am
Yes,
Thank
thank
you,
you,
Marites, I hope
Father.
Yes,
Marites.
Father,
I
thank
can visit
you.
you in Sirawan. Okay, but don't go
Ay,
yet
yes,
because we
Father.
still have,
It's our pleasure and honor.
Raffle.
yes,
We have
we still
the
have our raffle for all our registered participants. Let's go.
correct.
Let's
So
see our
Father,
raffle.
can I out now? Kasi
Not yet pa,
madilim na
ma'am.
dito. Takot na
Ay,
ako.
madalim na ba dyan? Okay, sige, sige. Sige. O,
yes.
pwede
So
na, pwede na.
Sige
Sige
pa.
na. Maraming
Okay,
salamat
thank
po,
you.
Ma'am
Thank you,
Tess.
Ma'am
Thank you
Tess.
po.
Bye,
Thank you for
Okay,
ma'am.
sige.
gracing our
Bye.
conversation. All
Bye,
Thank
right.
you.
ma'am.
Maraming salamat
Okay,
po,
sige.
ingat. So for our
Thank you.
Facebook and YouTube live audience, and most especially for those who registered in this live streaming episode, nandito na po ang pangalan ninyo sa ating Wheel of Fortune. No? So Roleta, umikot ka na. And the
Yay!
first winner
Ayan.
goes to... Parang kilala ko ito, Father. This is from the grade school. Congratulations, Ma'am Mary Ann S. Magnaye. Congratulations.
Yay!
You won, I think, a
Mary,
500 gift certificate.
yes,
Courtesy of
Mary
the
Ann Magnaye,
ISFO.
maraming salamat. Congratulations.
Let's go to our second
Here,
winner.
si
Go ahead,
April
Father.
A. Pasayloon. Pasayloon jud na, no good. Si April A. Pasayloon.
Apelyido ko ng Father, very, God-loving,
Merciful, very
God-caring,
merciful.
merciful. Correct. Let's go to our third winner. Tentereren! Nakulbaan na ni sila, Father.
Wow!
Parang kilala namin ito. Teacher Riza Denison. Congratulations!
Congratulations, Teacher Risa Denison.
And to complete the winners for our Wheel of Fortune. Tentereren!
Next.
We have Nalia Peter. Thank you, Ma'am Nalia.
Hi, Nalia. Maraming
Congratulations.
salamat.
Okay, so this has been a wonderful conversation and very inspiring conversation, Father. This is something that always parang keeps us alive, no? This kind of conversation ba na maka-inspire good kaayo, Father, no? And thank you so much, Teacher Nelfa, Teacher Ivy, Father.
Thank you very much also for having
Thank
us
you.
here.
Yes.
So
Thank
maraming
you.
salamat. So bye everyone.
Thank
Have
you,
a
everyone. Thank you,
great
Facebook.
weekend, everyone.
Yes, happy
Yes,
weekend. Keep safe and God
Happy
bless
weekend.
everyone.
Yes. God bless.
When I see